getting a goal, then...
Oh, you're looking at the table.
I was, yeah.
You know, that's the way they're going to go about it. Thierry, do you think that's the case?
I keep on saying, and I will not change my tune. Well, if it's in the Champions League, when you guys were telling me that we are top of the league phase, that we are top of the league, let's see where we're going to be at the end of the season. I will not go higher or lower. Then at the end, we can talk about what's been done or not done. I will not change my tune.
Who would you rather see win the league, Arsenal or City?
I think I would rather...
Not you.
No, listen, I think I'd probably rather see Arsenal win it, because I think it's good for the league to have different winners. I know, so that would mean the Premier League would have had 3 different winners in the last 3 years, which I think is probably good for the league. But what I don't want is a team, unless it's my own team, obviously, to run away with the league, and the league's got nothing. So I'm glad of that result tonight. You know, because I think it makes it exciting. It gives us things to talk about, and, you know, stories between now and the end of the season.
The North London Derby.
Yeah, that makes it more of a game now, doesn't it? There's more, you know, focus on that. So, yeah, and I think that's really good for the, you know, the Premier League, that. But you two don't seem to agree.
We need to go to a break, Kate. Come on.
Yes, sir.
Who do you want to see win, Kate? Oh.
I don't particularly have a preference. I guess I'd say Arsenal, since we haven't seen them win it for a while. I'd be happy for Thierry, for Mikey, you know, my good friends. Why not? But no strong preference.
Kylie, when I say run the break, you're supposed to run the break.
Let's move on, because the next game for Arsenal is, of course, against Spurs. How are you looking ahead to that one?
It looks after itself. That's the good thing about it. But they've got... The problem is, if Man City go and beat Newcastle before... It's 2 points. 2 points, same games. They're playing 2 London derbies coming up against their 2 biggest rivals in London, in Tottenham and Chelsea. The momentum swings completely the other way. Completely. You could say London derby, North London derbies go out the window. You know, it's just that game. It don't matter if you're top of the league or 15th or wherever. It's a leveller. New manager comes in. He'll have them running around, running through brick walls. And Arsenal ain't playing well enough to, in my opinion, to blow Tottenham away. And I think this will go down. I really think this league title race will go down to whoever plays first in the Premier League.
Well, after that draw, this is where Arsenal are currently in the Premier League table, still top of the table, 5 points clear of Manchester City, but of course have played that game extra, and they're still yet to face each other as well, which comes on to the next point of the remaining fixtures. We're finally at that stage of the season now where we can get all of the fixtures onto the same page. But in terms of what's to come, compared to Manchester City, how do you see this?
You know, it's all about... Football's all about timings. You play teams at certain times in the league, do you know what I mean? Like, you could look down here at West Ham, they're 18th in the league. But that might be their game, that they're fighting for survival, or they might... have won 5 on the trot and they're middle of the table and they're safe and they're on holiday. You just don't know with the timings of the games. Like, Aston Villa could already be in the top 4, cemented, might be in the Europa final, and they're done. Do you know what I mean? And that game's not as hard as what it looks on paper. So it's difficult. You know, I always look at the next 2. Arsenal have got Chelsea and Tottenham. They are 2 very difficult games. More so, no disrespect to Newcastle and Leeds. You take Newcastle and Leeds over Spurs and Chelsea to start with.
Yeah, and I think Mace is exactly right. And I know we're going to go on to another slide in a minute, but the big thing I always go off is past experiences and how teams finish. And we know how Manchester City finish. I know we're going to show something in a minute, but we know how they finish. We know how Pep Guardiola finishes, and this obviously shows what we're talking about now. And he is an absolute monster at finishing strong, Pep Guardiola. And that's what I go off. I go off experiences, and I keep mentioning about Man City being sat at home, but they'll be sat at home now looking at this going, yeah, this is a bit of us. So, yeah, we look at this here and how they finish seasons. It's unbelievable the way they do it.
Arsenal's Premier League title charge hit another major stumbling block with a frustrating 2-2 draw against bottom-placed Wolverhampton Wanderers at Molineux on February 18, 2026. The Gunners blew a 2-goal lead, conceding late in stoppage time, leaving Mikel Arteta stunned and fans devastated as their advantage over Manchester City stayed at just 4 points. Thierry Henry, watching on CBS Sports Golazo during Champions League coverage, fumed over the collapse. His instant reaction to the equalizer was one of disbelief and frustration. He appeared visibly shocked, shaking his head as the drama unfolded. Henry had predicted a tough game beforehand, bragging post-match that he alone warned Arsenal would struggle, recalling their earlier win relied on own goals. "The only guy who said that before the game was me," he emphasized repeatedly. He also lamented the hate directed at Arsenal, noting the stadium erupted in joy at their slip-up. "The hate we have for us is too much. Why so much hate? It can only be one thing." The former gunner highlighted Arsenal's failure to kill the game off despite early dominance, Bukayo Saka's header in the 5th, in his new central role, and Piero Hincapié's 56th-minute strike. Wolves' Hugo Bueno curled one back before the fatal late own goal, or Edazy strike, sealed the comeback. Henry questioned the team's mentality in big moments, calling it a big blow to the title race amid growing pressure on Arteta's side. This result dents momentum badly, with the quadruple dream under threat. Arsenal must regroup fast. Henry's fury mirrors the wider frustration among fans and pundits. Please like and subscribe.